Welcome to the desert of the real.
Dealing with like the relationships or male, female and stuff. Yeah, I use myself as an example. I was raised in a single household as well. My father was in my life, but I was raised with a single mother, and it takes I had to learn, like on-the-job training of how to learn how the family dynamic was supposed to work. You know what I mean? I had no blueprint to really study from. So, it worked for me because I made a conscious effort to try to change the cycle. There's a cycle in our community, whereas black women, they hold it down and they do a wonderful job, but society gets the best of everyone, and it really does take a complete balance. It takes a male-female dynamic in order to really make it as effective as it can be. And I made a decision at a young age. I got married at like 20 years old, and I've been married for like 22 years. And, for me, it was really kind of hard to find somebody who was really ready to settle down. My wife was like 19, and I was 20, but we had decided that we wanted to get married. There wasn't really anybody serious enough to really want to get married, back when I got married. But, what you find out is that it takes a balance all the way around, to make the family work on a spiritual level as well, and she'll have her role and responsibility, and I'll have my role and responsibility, and they complement each other, I see a lot of confusion that gets fed in the conscious community right now. They actually say that males are a defect. That's twisted teaching. Who says that a male is a defect? And that's insanity to me. I'm not a defect, you know what I mean? And I don't think that any of my brothers are defects as well, because it's just as natural as a male wildebeest, a male lion, a male elephant. Is every male supposed to be a defect? You know what I mean? Male and female is natural. Yes.
That sounds like, and everybody excuse my expression, but that sounds like some serious pussy beggar.
Definitely.
Right there.
Definitely.
That's some man philosophy if I ever heard it.
I hear some of the most sucker shit that it's like ridiculous. I heard this one dude, he's supposed to be like some kind of conscious dude, and he said he fall in love in the titty bar. That's the biggest herb trick ass comment I ever heard in my life.
First of all,
who laughed at cats like that? It's like
first of all, it's the titty bar. She just wants your money. She'll sit and talk to you, and you might get her to leave and go have sex with you.
That's if she's even in
the
men.
That too.
You know what I mean?
She
might not even be in the men because she realized that, the kind of dudes that come in there, they probably ain't about nothing. So she really just play them pockets and go off with her girlfriends, keeping her honey, because I lived in Vegas for many years. You know what I mean? So, and you make friends, in a lot of these different arenas, and you understand where they come from and the pain they go through too. But fall in love, that's some sucker shit. These are people that are like in the community. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really something. It's really something. You know what I mean? So, that's how I feel. I feel like,
in light of that, let me just ask you this question.
Yes, sir.
Are men and women equal, or are they complementary halves of the same whole? Or is there a difference semantically, or is it just a fundamental difference?
I have to agree that I think that it can be both. You know what I mean? I think being, the original family, you are twins of the same whole. The divine essence split itself into the original people. I can't speak about those that are grafted as far as being a part of that, because they're attracted on a lower vibration. But I think that the male-female counterpart that they are, they're divine twins all the way around, physically as well as spiritually. And you can't have one without the other. People ask the question, which came first, the chicken or the egg? That's just a dumbass question. To be honest with you, the rooster came first. You know what I mean? Rooster coming to the chicken, and then whatever happens, happens. So as long as you know your role and your responsibility, you understand that this is your job to be a giver. The other one is a job to be a receiver. You need both. And then the seed is the divine manifestation of both of those. And that's just the balance all the way around. So we're twins.
Right. Right. Because the thing that really made me talk about this is that this element of competition. Like I said, it's like the UFC, man. It's like the black man is God versus the black woman is God. It's like, what is that?
Yeah,
it's so elementary. Since you're a representative of the Amun-Ra squad, this whole concept of equality within itself, where did that come from? Like the word equality or equal.
I mean, for Amun-Ra squad, like, we have, the queen on our squad as well, and we greet it as Amun-Ra et and Amun-Ra, because that's just, that again adds to the divine balance of things. People don't even deal with Ra-et. I mean, she's the creatress on the divine level, intended. You know what I mean? Right. You have Asad, you have Aset. You have the counterbalance in everything that you do there. If you have, the goddess Nut, you have, Gad as her husband on a different level as well. So you have to be able to understand the divine balance of things in order to keep it in the perspective. It's your job to worship your woman, but you don't worship your woman if she's not worshiping you back as well. You know what I mean?
Right.
The vagina is holy. It should be worshipped. But the phallus is worshipped all around this world as well. And my phallus is holy. So as long as you respect it, I'm going to respect that womb, because that is where creation is made. And it should be protected. Right. And we shouldn't be popping it on YouTube and all over these damn places. You know what I mean? But you don't beat up on people that make mistakes either. You don't OD and just kill the whole essence of what the person's about. You just, you know what I mean? The little situations that kind of pop up. We all family, and shit happens, you know what I mean? But you chastise and you come firm when you need to as well. If somebody's way out of order, sometimes you got to check it, but you don't overdo it, you know what I mean?
Right.
That's how I see it, family.
The reason why I ask is because it just seems like the terminology itself is a form of division. And I know that we have to be careful with the language that we use, because I've always used complimentary. I don't look at as the black woman as being less than me or greater than me. We complement each other.
Yes.
Less and greater it doesn't even fall within the less and greater paradigm to me.
Right. And that's how it's an indication of the level of dysfunction of how far we've fallen. We're the only community that goes through this particular battle over and over again. You know what I mean? And we're picking up battles that don't pertain to us. You know what I mean? Our sisters are picking up battles with white women. White women already had the right to vote before black women was. You know what I mean? Black women, there's no oppression of original men over original women like that. We don't run the institutions where we have a history of that. Those are white people's battles. But we start to adopt those battles, and then it trickles into our community, and all of a sudden we're more dysfunctional than them. Because, like Dr. John Henry Clark said, we out-pope the Pope and out-Muhammad. We start going super, feminine, super masculine. Now I'm God. Now you taking male titles and males just saying I'm a degenerate female. You know what I mean? Just you lost your whole identity. You got caught up in the hype. You know what I mean? These cats, man, they off the mustaqim, the straight path, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a lot of nonsense going on, and hopefully we can get somewhat to the bottom and try to bring some clarity to this situation, because there's a lot of mangina and pussy beggar behavior going on right now that I'm not feeling. You know, and that's what's throwing all this salt into the game.
I gotta agree. You know what I mean? And the cats that I roll with in my circle, it's like we keep it real simple. We keep the balance simple. We keep the philosophy simple, and it's old fashioned. I mean, it's traditional, and it's effective. You know, it's the most effective way that you keep things in a perspective. It's all of this new stuff that got these dudes totally twisted inside out. They're overly emotional. They're afraid of the open enemy. They're shaking their boots from the open enemy. They only feast off of African people. That's the only time you ever hear them even get a semi-bass in their voice, when they have venom for their own people. They're afraid of the beast. They're afraid. I know that they're afraid because they wasn't around when generals was on the scene. They wasn't walking with us. They damn sure ain't walking with me. They damn sure ain't walking with the dudes that I walk with. They're afraid.
Right.
You know?
And you know what they say? What did they say in Alcoholics Anonymous? Admitting the problem is the first step to recovery. You know?
Real talk.
That's what you got to do. I mean, you just come out and say, I'm whatever, fill in the blank, and I'm afraid of the white man.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody else will be in that circle and be like, hey, whatever your name is, just admit it. You sucker nigga. You're afraid of the fight. Get in this brawl properly. Quit feasting on your own people, man.
If you're courageous enough to admit that, maybe you're courageous enough to change. Maybe. If you're courageous enough to admit that. Yes,
that's definitely the start. That's definitely the start. You understand that sometimes we have to need a do-over every now and then. And sometimes we have to reboot. Like a computer, we got to reboot and get things into perspective. And that's what time it is, because these guys have really, they've gone astray. They're twisted inside out. They really think that people are actually making comments that they're transforming into females, and females are transforming into something else. What the fuck are they transforming into? Lizards or something? What the hell is a female supposed to transform into?